Hi, I'm Mike. It's another day on the ranch, but one that should be a little bit special as we get a chance to head into town and get some feed for the pigs. We're also going to take a look at our local feed store that's been in operation for over 40 years and is now under new management. It's all coming up on our Wyoming Life. Welcome back once again, and thanks for joining me as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary every day on a Wyoming ranch. Our goal here at Our Wyoming Life is to bring everybody closer to where your food comes from. I like to say that the internet has made the world a small town once again. And part of that small town feel is the community that grows around you, just like we have here on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media. In fact, it's through the Our Wyoming Life community that the topic for this very video was created. This week during our live stream, we asked the 600 some odd people in attendance what they would like to see this weekend on Our Wyoming Life. The answer came through loud and clear, and I was surprised to say that it was to take a look at our local feed store. The ranching community, well, it's a small one in most places of the world. We get to know each other, and we start to rely on each other for ideas. I tend to talk to people at the feed store about how to help our herd health, improve pastures, and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm proud to say that the community that is formed online around our videos and posts is now a part of that support structure too. We get ideas every day to help the ranch succeed from all over the world. We can use some, and some we can't, but they're all appreciated. So, in our live stream, the suggestion came up for this weekend's video, and I'm happy to take you along with me as I get ready to head to town, pick up some feed for the pigs, and give you a look around at where I spend a few hours a week and a lot of money. Most of the feed we buy comes from one place. We don't have a lot of storage, so we'll usually buy feed as we need it. We buy supplemental feed from our local feed store. You know, we have plenty of hay, but the cows need extra vitamins and nutrients in the form of lick barrels and protein cake. The cake is the exception, as we do feed a lot of it over the winter. We'll normally get anywhere from 5 to 10 tons at a time. But with town close by, it makes sense for us just to stop once a week or so and make a pickup. The closest town to us is Gillette, Wyoming, a ranching and mining-based town of about 35,000 people. Although this area started out based in ranching and farming, the discovery of coal basins in the area created a whole new industry, and now Gillette calls itself the energy capital of the nation, noting that the state of Wyoming provides 35% of the nation's coal. Of course, back in 1890, it was just called Donkey Town, named after the creek that runs through town, and the area was filled with ranchers and farmers and cowboys and railroad workers, which made the place a little wild and woolly. But now it's a thriving little city, growing each year, and every year with a 48% population growth since the year 2000. With that comes options. And although there are a few places now where you can go buy feed for cows and other livestock, including a Tractor Supply and a Baumgars, it's still the small locally owned feed store that we frequent. Thar's Feed and Ranch Supply is where we've been buying a majority of our ranch feed for years. And now as they move into a new era of ownership, it doesn't look like the tradition of community and ranchers helping ranchers is going to change anytime in the future.
Hi, I'm Jess Govin, and I'm the current owner of Govin's Farm and Ranch Supply in Gillette, Wyoming, formerly known as Thar's Feed. Gary Thar opened Thar's Feed back in, I believe it was 1977. I started working here in 2005, I believe. I think it's been 13 years. I came to work part-time here. I just went from being part-time to full-time pretty quick.
Did you see yourself as owning the place back in 2005? Or are you coming in like, I'm gonna own this place someday?
Probably not right away. I think, you know, I've owned it for a year now. So probably 3 to 4 years prior to that, I started thinking, I'm like, man, you know, if Gary ever wanted to retire, and he's still around, you know, he's always, he comes in and out, you know, we see him once or twice a week and just kind of stops in, and I still call him a lot just to ask questions. I'm like, if I've got, you know, certain, I'm like, where's this ranch at? Or, you know, just questions. Or do you remember this grass seed mix, you know, that we did for somebody 10 years ago? We try to pride ourselves on the knowledge of what we have, what we sell. I try to make sure my staff is knowledgeable on what we have. And we can always find out, like if there's something we don't have or don't know enough about, you know, we will track it down and we will let them know. And so that's kind of the stuff we pride ourselves on, is just being knowledgeable staff. And I mean, and I learn more stuff every day. You know, I learn stuff from my customers. I mean, from who I'm buying stuff from. I mean, it's just every day I learn something different. So it's been good for us. I love everybody that comes in here, but my ranchers, my cattle ranchers are my main, that's what I'm most focused on.
And soon, it's time to get back to work. Get our pig food down from the pile, wrap it for the ride home, and load it in the truck. Something we used to have to do by hand, but now a nice forklift takes care of that for us. Then, it's back on the road, headed home, running into rain on the way that'll soon turn into snow if the temperature starts to drop much more. Just in time to unload it and take it over to the pig shed, out of the weather, and feed it to some very insistent and hungry pigs. I think they're annoyed I spent a little bit more time at the feed store than I usually do, but that's okay. They'll get over it. And we got a chance to take a look at what makes our Wyoming life a little better. The people that are in it, and the people that we consider friends. The weather this year has been goofy as all get up. Rain, snow, sun, fog, they've all made an appearance today, but that's okay. Things change all the time. I guess it's something that you kind of get used to and you adapt to. But one thing that I'm glad that doesn't change is the relationships that we've built just by being here. Now there are those that support us and those that don't. I guess no one's really wishy-washy in the middle. Either you love it or you hate it. It doesn't matter what it is. Weather, ranching, Wyoming, or hard work. But one thing I do love is the fact that we can bring you into a world that you may never see without making the world just a little bit smaller. Jess was extremely nervous, if you couldn't tell, but she did great. And I think she wanted to do this because, just like for us, we believe it's an important thing that we all do, and it affects lives way farther down the road. If you ever make it up this way, stop by Thar's Feed and Ranch Supply, or Govan's Feed and Ranch Supply. I can almost guarantee you that Jess will be in there working away, throwing feed sacks over her shoulder and getting dirty. Seems to be the way that, well, that's just the way to get anything done. Thanks for coming along, and remember to subscribe, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret that is coming up on Monday. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the Herd Report, our weekly newsletter, now is the time to do it. Head on over to our website, ourwylife.com, scroll down just a little bit until you see the option to sign up for the newsletter. This week, Erin is going to be sharing her carrot cake recipe in the Herd Report, and there's going to be one other huge announcement that I know is going to make a lot of people happy. If you don't get the Herd Report, you're going to hear about it later, but this is your chance to get in on the ground floor of something that makes us all very excited. That's it for the day. I hope you have enjoyed your time with us. There's a lot more on the way, so keep an eye on those notifications. And until I see you again, have a great week. And thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.
You don't mind if you're in the video, do you, Rick?
I guess not.
Okay.
You're a little late cast, aren't you?
Well, nothing's made yet, man. I could blur out your face like you're on Cops.
Right?
He's then, oh, stop that.
And now, as they leave,
But Thar's Feed and Ranch Supply,
Yeah, if you're ever in Gillette, Wyoming, stop by, say hi. You can say our wife sent you, and she'll not give you a discount at all. All right. Thank you very much.
you bet.